Hi, I'm going to take a look at a small animation program called Web Carton Maker. We are going to set up a scene, set the size of the screen, load a couple of images, and basically move them around a bit. This program has a very simple interface. Mainly you will be working in a script window where you are writing down the commands in C++, and basically all the animation is done this way. One thing that you cannot do in this program is drawing anything. You have to get all the images from outside the program. You can use vector images or pixel images. Myself, I am going to use pixel images in the format PNG. That is a good format for this job. You can have transparent backgrounds, which you need to have when you are working sprites. I'm going to use an image as a background showing a sky, and I am going to use a sprite of an airplane. The parts of the interface that I am going to be using is mainly the script window and the compile button. With the compile button you open up a new window with the player. You can use that to see how the animation turns out, and you can also render the animation into a movie. Besides the compile button, there are two buttons, About and Help. With those you can reach the web page of this program. On that web page you can, among other things, find a tutorial showing how the program is intended to be used. The main idea of the program is to create characters in a paper doll style and using those characters to tell stories. I'm not going to use the program quite that way, and if that is what you want to use the program for, you should check out the tutorial on the web page. The first thing I am going to do is to create a function called scene1. This function is going to hold everything that we are going to do in this scene, so all the code that we are going to do is going in between the two curly brackets. Next, we are going to set the width and the height of the scene. We're going to set that to 640 pixels by 400 pixels. We will now create a variable of the type image. We will call it sky, and we will set out the address to that image. It is important to give the full address and to use double backslashes. Just declaring the variable is not enough to make the image visible. We must also set the variable sky to visible. When we use the compile button to open the player, we can now see the background image. The program has as standard to position images in the middle of the area. So we have the middle of the image positioned at the middle of the area. In this case, we want to start off having the image as far to the left as possible. We are going to set the image X position using sky set X, and we set the X position to -680 to get the image as far to the left as possible. That will be the starting position of the sky in this animation. We will now make the sky move. For this, we are going to use sky change x and set the final position to 680. So, in this animation, the sky will move from an x position of minus 680 to an x position of positive 680. We must also set in a value for how long time the animation will take, and we will set that value to 20 seconds. We open up the player and start the animation, and this is what the animation looks like. We will now add the plane to the animation. We declare an image named plane and set this image to visible. I use cut and paste, shortcuts Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V to speed up things a little bit. When I try to compile the animation, it doesn't work. So I open the output window to see if there is any error message. And there is. The error is noted on line 8, but the actual error is at the end of line 6, where I forgot to put in the semicolon, noting that the command is ended. After I have put in the semicolon, the animation compiles without any problem. We now have an animation of a plane flying across the sky. But let's try to make it a little bit more interesting by adding a movement to the sprite of the plane. We will start off by giving the plane a starting position, and we will use the command set pos. This will take both an x value and a y value. We will then, in animation, change that position using the command change pos, and this will take 3 parameters, a x value, a y value, and a time value. The animation will now first show the plane movement, and when that has ended, it will play the sky movement. But what if we want to play the two movements together? We can do that. Just add this time before the plane movement command and same time before the sky movement command, and the two movements will start at the same time. And you can add as many same time commands as you want. If you want to start a movement at a later time in the animation, you can set up a time post for that using the function setTime. This function will take one parameter, a time parameter, and you can, if you want, set that to a decimal value. Let's set it to 8.3 seconds. After the line with the setTime command, you put in whatever command for movement that you want to have executed at that particular time. Here I try to use cut and paste to create a new movement line, but I did that incorrectly, so I need to undo that action. That I can do using the shortcut Ctrl+Z. That is very handy to have. The movement command that I have put in here is for moving the image in the Y direction. So you have commands for movement and setting of X and Y positions separately, or for setting them together as a position. Using the setTime function, you can build up a timeline for the animation, setting different time posts where different movements will start. You can, for each time post, use the this time, same time commands to have more than one movement or event starting at a given time post. And there we have the small movement down that we put in at the time post of 8.3 seconds. You can render the animation into a movie in the format AVI, pressing the Export button in the player window, and then choosing options from the windows that will open up. You can save the code for the animation as a CPP file that you can open and edit at a later time if you want to. Well, this is what I am going to cover in this first part of looking at the Web Carton Maker animation program. Hope you have enjoyed it. Bye for now.